Welcome to the video. You can see that I'm quite lean. A very, very lean individual. I was just walking along and I found this vest here. Little quick story. And it was first of all, I'm just going to walk past it. So some bit of trash, you know, maybe a crackhead just left it out there. And I thought, suss it out. So I picked it up. Oh, it's in good condition. Doesn't smell. Smells better than my clothing. And it's R.M. Williams, all right? So again, it's got some clout to it. It'll be worth a bit of money on the eBay, all right? So, etc. So, but we live in a world where most people, I think definitely people that walk past this little vest here and just kept going on their daily life, okay? So, because they didn't put the effort in to suss out what's going on, all right? Was there any money in the pocket? Was there, you know, I can tell you some stories about that, but the biggest mistake people make with weight loss is they get sucked into fancy stuff, like looking for something new all the time, like fashion. They just like, what's going on over here? What are people doing over there? Like they just ignore fundamentals, right? And then they see people like me who are always lean, right? Always lean over the last 15 odd years on YouTube, or 25 years, etc. If you know me in person, and they just forget people like me exist. They're like, well, nah, I'm going to do what Channel 7 tells me, or CNN or whatever. What's the latest thing going on? Let me try this Ozemic drug or whatever it's called, Ozempic or whatever. Bad idea. For your metabolism, bad idea. Massive rebound weight gain on that drug. Just as I called it, and now we're seeing it. It's just you can't cheat your metabolism. Right? You saw me in the previous years where I was taking testosterone, trenbolone, Deca, D-Bol, Anavar, Winstrol, and my weight, I went up to 85.3 kilos. My head was, right? And now I'm about 70.2 kilos because I've washed all those drugs out of my system over the last few months. I haven't taken them. So the weight just come down. And I haven't even been training. Like people look at me and think, man, you've been smashing out the cage, you've been cranking it. No, look at my Strava. I've been on the e-bike the last few months again, you know? So it's like, and if I wasn't, I'd be an extra 6 kilos lighter if I was on my normal bike. If I was training hardcore, I'd be 10 kilos lighter than now. I'd be 60 kilos at 6 foot instead of 70 kilos at 6 foot. Okay, so it's just, if you want to lose the weight, you have to become obsessed, but in the right direction. A lot of people get obsessed about trying new shit all the time. And then it's like, your body's like, what's going on here? It just becomes very anabolic. So if you want to gain weight, I can help you with that. I'm very good at knowing how to make people gain weight. And it's not about calories, it's about hormones, okay? They teach you, don't they? They teach us, they teach us, it's calories in, calories out. Everything's the same. 3,000 calories from KFC is the same as 3,000 calories from fruit, rice, and sugar. It's the same. Sugar from fruit is different from white table sugar. It's not. It's sucrose, okay? It's 4 calories per gram of the sucrose molecules, same molecular structure, okay? But they teach you that calories are somehow different. So they're the same, but they don't teach you that actually they're different, okay? And different macros will give you different results. So if you want to become fat, eat more fat. If you want to become fat, starve yourself. And so your body goes, well, we're in a famine, we're going to adapt to that. Why can I'm faster, if you put me on a track or up a 5K climb, running, I'm faster than 99.99% of humans out there today. And I'm 46, and I don't train that much, all right? That's because people out there, one, they don't train or they've got no motivation to whatever. But the people who do train, why am I faster than them? Because they've taken the poor nutrition advice. I eat like the fastest runners in the world. The Kenyans, the Ethiopians. What do they eat? I'm like, I'm gonna eat like they're eating, all right? So it's like, if you wanna have, how do we say it? I mean, just gotta get obsessed, all right? But in the right direction, all right? I've gone to Thailand, and I'm like, where do Kenyans live other than Kenya? Because going to Kenya's, you know, like, not right now. I'm going to Thailand. I was almost going to go to Kenya back in 2011, 2012. And someone's like, no, like there's a bunch of Kenyans, runners, elites, who live in Thailand and do a racing circuit there. So I went over there, well, I was actually in Thailand at the same time, Bangkok. And I would go and train and eat and hang with these crew and go to races with them and catch the bus out to races, you know? And just talking to them, man. And they were just so open book. It was fucking awesome, man. There was none of this hiding bullshit. It's just, they were just open book. Yeah, I'm using this drug. I'm eating like this. I'm doing this. They were so fucking open with me. Because I think they thought I was a bit crazy because like, this white guy's, you know, this dude, this Aussie guy's like, wow, we're hanging out with this Aussie guy. Like, and they thought it was pretty cool as well, you know? So we were both feeding off of each other's energy. So they drilled in the sugar intake with me. Like, I was always aware of the importance of sugar, but they really drilled it into me. You know, like without the sugar, you're nothing. You're nothing. You know, and I was like, this is full on, but full on truth. And so, and then Dr. Ferrari in 2003, he was drumming into sugar, the sugar imports with me, and I knew it all along. But just having these people who are really, you know, had this extra experience, it made it more. What's the word? It gave me more confidence as a younger person in the path. So people just have to get obsessed, man. Like, fitness is so important. Like, it's just, you know, like, why? Like, here's a story. I know a guy. You know, he came to Adelaide last year, and he was fat. He was fatter than he wanted to be. Right? Some people think he looks fine, but he was fatter than he wanted to be. Right? And this year he went to Thailand. I sold him a road bike and $300, you know, and a nice road bike, but just nothing too fancy, but strong, and it's a great starter road bike, but not too crappy. And he just started riding the bike everywhere. I said, dude, ditch the car, just ride the bike. All right. He didn't ditch the car, but he's riding his bike pretty much everywhere. The other day he went to a shop and said, how'd you get it? He's riding a bike. And he's just riding around everywhere. And the weight's fucking dropping off. All right. Everyone, I'm like, have you seen such and such? Like, yeah, he's fucking on. Everyone's go, wow, yeah, he's lost a lot of weight. Everyone's, it's like, there's no question. It's not like, oh, I think he maybe lost a couple of kilos. It's like, dude looks like a different person, right? Put in the work, getting the results. He's become obsessed in a good way, right? So you want to become obsessed on my protocols, and that sounds arrogant, I don't want to follow Durianrider, whatever, you fucking lose, all right? You lose. Just like, people, that's the thing, a lot of problem with the guys as well. We want to like find our own path and stuff, and that's great, but I ain't trying to reinvent the wheel, all right? If I'm cold, I'm putting on a fucking jacket. I'm not going, well, if I just put my arm like this and go like that, maybe I'll get warm. No, I'm putting on a fucking jacket because that makes sense, all right? So, or you just copied someone wearing a jacket. Why don't you do something original? That's ego bullshit, all right? So when we drop the ego and go, okay, the simplest life will give us our best aesthetic in terms of weight loss. But people's egos are like, no, I can't eat like a poor person. I can't sleep in the bushes. I can't ride a bike to work. I can't be seen with my mouth open. I got to jog like this. You know? You see people out there, they're running, and they're like, I don't want to see anyone from work thinking that I'm trying to do this hard. You know? How you meant to breathe? Takes 3 kilos of oxygen, but 1 kilo of fat. So we have this ego where we just, when I dropped my ego, that's when my life really came up. And there's always, we have ego, like everyone has the ego, but if you can have less ego, when we start caring less what people think and more about what needs to be done on the planet, fucking life happens, man. Life happens, all right, in a good way. So I see people all the time, they're living for other people's, you know, realities, and you suffer, man. Like, the system out there is designed to make you fucking fail. Like, it's so expensive out there for young people now to find rent and housing. It's in Australia anyway, I'm not sure what it's like where you are. It's fucking crazy. So young people out there busting their hump because they're like, well, you got to have a house by this age, and you got to be this, and you got to do that, and you got to have kids, and you got to be married, you blah, 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 blah. And people are just like chasing the fucking money, and in the meantime, their health and their weight loss and all these other goals is just put aside for the almighty dollar. And we all got to make a dollar, right? Don't get me wrong. But how much money do you really need? Right? If you're doing my protocols, you need fuck all money, man. All right, it's so cheap, so cheap. You don't need money for accommodation. The food is my protocols. The food is nothing is cheaper. Nothing is cheaper, easier. It's insane. Like if you're doing a raw food diet, I can spend $100 on a meal of blueberries. All right. That's why I designed my protocols. I'm like, well, I can afford $100 for the blueberry meal, but who else can do that? If they can, assuming they can get quality blueberries, you know? So it's like, I gotta have a program that works for everybody. Every single body is lean on my protocols. There is no exceptions, all right? If someone's like, Harley, I'm doing your protocols, but I'm still a bit, no, you're not. No, you're not, okay? Maybe you're doing them 90% or 5 days a week, and that's okay, all right? But let's be honest with yourselves and ourselves, all right? Everybody doing my protocols is fucking lean. They got this face, they look like a crack addict in an alleyway with graffiti behind them. They just look like crackies, all right? All my girlfriends look like crackies, and that's not in a bad way, I'm just saying. All right? All my girlfriends do. No matter how fat they are when they come in, they get slim, don't they? They look like crack addicts, they look like supermodels, they look like Victoria's Secret back in the day, 1994 cover girls. They just look slim, okay? And I mean, a crack addict, it just fucks your face. I'm just saying. Don't do crack. Just don't do drugs. If you have problems in your life, don't use any drugs. No caffeine. Cut the caffeine out, man. Caffeine is the worst drug out there because it's such a gateway drug to other things that just fucks your head, man. No caffeine, no nicotine, all right? Fuck Andrew Tate and his bullshit advice. That dude wants you to fail. He's laughing. He says some good things, but his protocols are shocking. Just destructive. Love to debate him. No hate for the dude, but telling kids to cut out carbs, just eat meat, run on caffeine, and smoke cigars, cigarettes, and nicotine and shit. Well, Durianrider, a cigarette's different to a cigar. Yeah, a cigar's like 10 cigarettes wrapped in one. It's worse. Anyway, just you got to get obsessed and don't get sidetracked by the bullshit out there. Simple life, right? The simple life. And if you have any doubts, just look at me today, 46. How does the average 46-year-old look today? Oh, Durianrider, you're looking a bit skinny. Or, but yeah, yes, I do look skinny. Too skinny for most people. But then you're going to question my advice? And then people look at my girlfriends, well, you know, are any of my girlfriends ever fat? They might come in fat, but they don't leave fat. They're not fat for long. All right? And they're not obsessively overtraining. They're running stimulants. All right? None of my girlfriends are using stimulants every week. I simply wouldn't live with a girl who's using caffeine every week. Because the mood swings, oh my God. I mean, girls are moody enough as it is, and that's fine and dandy. That's what it is. But fuck, the caffeine, oh my God. Done, nada, nip, nup, nah. Life's too short to live with a girl who's drinking coffee every day or whatever. And that's not a diss. It's just like, I don't drink coffee, man, because I'm like, and I'm already as it is. So why would I want to elevate those peaks and troughs? Like, no, thank you, okay? Like, coffee, just ditch all that shit, man, all right? The stims will always drop you off the deep end. I'm 46, and I've been around coffee drinkers and cyclists since I was like, you know, in my 20s. And the amount of people I've known who have gotten obese, not just fat, but obese. They did the coffee thing, restricting calories, counting calories, calories in, calories out, and now they're fucking obese, man. Fat fucks, like fucking fat. And it doesn't make them a bad person, but they fucking hate it. I've never met an obese person who loves being obese. Have you? I haven't, all right? And again, not here to shame, just here to help. Every obese person I've ever met, if they can press the button, boom, and get lean, they'd be fucking bumping that button, smashing that button, kicking that button, all right? They'd be kicking that button. Why don't they? You know, because they're just taking the wrong advice and it pains me. Anyway, but our egos, man, people don't want to eat simple foods. They don't want to ride their bike. They're like, no, la, 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 la. Don't want to hear the truth. Don't know how to fuck you. I'm lean. Look at Natasha. Look at all the girls who are with me over the years. Put the work in, you'll get the fucking results, man. Like this year with shoes. I've made so much money with shoes, I'm having to stop because it's taken over my life in a way. Got people every 5 minutes, phones ding, 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 ding. Notifications are off, but the messages ding, 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 ding. All right, people want to buy shoes. What's you got? Size this? Blah, blah, blah. And I love it, but it's not for me at that level. All right. So I've made. So when people out there, how do I make money, Harley? Shoes, shoes, man. Well, where I live, and it's like, well, you got to move. You got to set yourself up in life so you can reach your fucking goals, man. Do you think the Kenyans stay in Kenya to win big money as runners? There's zero money in Kenya for running, man. They go to Britain, they go to Thailand, they go to America. You gotta put yourself, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to stay at home in fucking Kansas or in Sydney or whatever and make all this money. And that's why there's so many people out there making fucking millions of dollars on these bullshit programs and protocols because people out there, well, I just want it real easy. And it is easy if you're doing the right things, okay? If you put the work in, the results come easy. But there's so many people out there, just especially younger people, like, whoa, I don't want to do that. It's like, you're missing the boat. It's so competitive out there, man. It's so competitive out there. You got to work your ass off. So shoes, all right? Weight loss, my product, like nothing comes close, man. I can speak out of confidence. I guarantee you'll make $100,000 in the first year with shoes, all right? If you grind it out, all right? If you go to the right locations, I know Adelaide, I'd put Adelaide as probably in Australia, the best place in the world to make $100,000, $200,000 a year on shoes. It's insane, all right? It's just like, I feel like a drug dealer, man. I open up my pocket sometimes and like, if I got any money, not this jacket. Like sometimes I just pull out this, oh shit, I better be careful with that. It's insane, man, all right? It's like, the money out there, man. Why are people selling drugs that can do shoes? And a lot of people on the shoe market, look how big StockX is. Look how big StockX is, man. Look how big Goat and Alice are now. That's how much money's in shoes, man. It's insane. It's insane. So don't deal drugs, deal shoes. Drugs is fucked. You fuck people's lives. You fuck your own life. Fuck drugs, deal shoes. Get cashed up. It's insane. But again, like